Let's see if they actually get a grip. I do welcome the government's announcements. It is nowhere near enough. We're going to work with them to try and get this through. Because what I know is that a lot of Labour backbenchers hate this stuff. We've already had about 10 of them come out to criticise their own government. They're going to need us if this is actually going to work. But the truth is, it doesn't go far enough. Unless we leave the ECHR, I suspect Shabana Mahmood is going to run into the same legal problems that the Conservative government ran into. I mean, just look at their one-in, one-out deal. They couldn't get people out, finally managed a couple, and they came right back again. It's ridiculous. Sorry, I didn't hear the end of it, sorry. Well, we are going to do everything we can to support her. Let's hear the full proposals. Some of them, for instance, are against our policy. She says she wants to give illegal arrivals 20 years before they get citizenship. We've said if you arrive here illegally, you're gone within a week. That was in our borders plan. We want to deport all foreign criminals, for example, but those who arrive here illegally need to go back home. I think this is a small step in the right direction. We're going to need a whole series of actions. Our borders plan is very, very comprehensive. We just want to ban all asylum claims completely. We need to be out of the ECHR, out of ECAT. We need a removals force. What we have at the moment isn't going to do that. We need to make sure that we end the immigration tribunals where a lot of bad decisions are made by judges sitting on those tribunals. There is just so much more that needs to be done. But this is a step in the right direction, so we're not going to fight them on that. We're going to help them as much as possible, especially as we know their backbenchers are not supportive. Not a good idea. If you arrive in our country illegally, you need to be sent home. If people know that they can get citizenship after arriving here illegally, you're going to encourage more and more people to come here. And at the end of the day, we are in a worse position on illegal immigration because Labour scrapped the Rwanda scheme. That scheme would have meant that if people arrived here illegally, they would have been processed elsewhere. Instead, they're being processed here, and now Shabana Mahmood is talking about giving them citizenship. We don't agree with that bit, but we know that throughout this package that she should be announcing later, there will be some things that we agree with. Steps in the right direction, we will support them in that. Well, leaving the ECHR, I've always said, is not a silver bullet, but it is a measure that's necessary in order to do a lot of other things. Having a removals force, like we had in our borders plan, absolutely critical. Making sure that we end the immigration tribunals, legal aid that a lot of these people are using. They're using our money against us, ending the judicial review that means that the court cases go on and on and on again. We have a fully comprehensive plan. It's called our borders plan. We've put it out there. If Labour takes all those ideas, fantastic. We're not worried about Labour taking our good ideas. We want them to deliver them. The Prime Minister has forgotten farmers. Last year, at their budget, they put up a family farms and a family business tax that is decimating farming in our country. We've heard horrible tales today about farmers committing or contemplating suicide. I mean, this is extraordinary. And I don't want Labour to ever forget. Week in, week out, we're speaking to farmers up and down our country. There's only one party that's going to stand up for rural life. There's only one party that's going to protect rural life, and that is the Conservative Party. Yes, this is another emergency that we're seeing in a sector in our country. I've talked about the emergency that we have with energy and with oil and gas. There is also a serious crisis in farming because of all these taxes, because of the burdens. They have so many things they're dealing with. It's not just the red tape, it's very high energy costs, it's all of the, the wage costs. They just can't survive. The employers' NI. All of these things that Labour put in at the last budget are having a triple, quadruple whammy. The farmers have had enough. Next week, what we want to see is Rachel Reeves doing something to help them. Scrapping the family farms tax would be a good place to start. So we put out our plans at our party conference in the autumn. But for example, the cheaper energy costs are coming from us getting rid of a lot of the silly net zero levies that are actually crippling industry in this country. That's a classic example of a bad policy that's making everything worse. So we have a fully funded plan. We've talked about saving 47 billion, some of it to pay down the deficit, but the rest of it just to get Britain working. Britain's not working. A lot of farmers think it doesn't make sense to work. A lot of people are just stopping work. They're going on welfare either because it's easy or because they don't think they have another choice. Jobs are disappearing. Unemployment has increased every single month since Labour came into office. We have got to tackle this. Hi Livia, it's lovely to meet you.
Livia, nice to meet you too.
So this is your studio,
Sorry,
or your
hello.
workshop.
Yeah.
Yes, it is, yeah. Where curtains and blinds get made.
For my 21st, a Roman blind making course.
Oh really?
And that's where it then started. So I did the course, and then I was just doing blinds to begin with, and then everyone
That makes sense.
in the house and making it look nice. So as soon as the kids go back to school in September, you can almost tell by the day that
For me, I was very lucky that I could start in-house and grow, but all of my money I was making is going straight back into the business.
Investing.
And even now, I work part-time on a farm that's diversified into grain storage, groundworks, bulk haulage, and the majority of my time I'm doing that. And then I'm also doing this on the side, so that is covering my mortgage, my bills and everything. This is still staying in the business, just so I've got stuff to fall back on.
Managed to buy her own home this year.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
on
so
her own.
managed
It's amazing.
to buy, yeah,
It's
but it didn't come with its ease. And
But anyway, but they're good people. They're having a Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi.
It's very nice to meet you. Hi,
Stuart, nice to meet you. Okay.
Hi, Andy. And the family farms tax was the last straw. And a lot of people are not spending their time being productive, they're spending it on working out how to sort out their tax affairs and how to read through the legislation. This is not what we want you to spend your time on. And we know that things have not been easy for a long time, so we're not pretending that everything's changed in the
This is the gym here, Kemi, which is fun. So
You said that, and I didn't feel like it was fun. Much, everyone. You're in very safe hands with my deputy. I'll keep the remarks very brief. Basically, we want to lift the burdens off all of you. We can see how, year after year, the cumulative impact of lots of little increases and lots of little tweaks and changes have actually made the food and agriculture industry just a very, very difficult one. I can others that small business people in particular are dealing with. It's completely different from the problems that the large corporates. If you have any issues, please let us know, because we're
try and keep everybody open, and as a result of that,